Rash Hashanah, Shalom Ambazonia. Happy Independence Day, the great people of Ambazonia. Happy Restoration Day, the great people of the United Nations British Trust Territory of the Southern Cameroons. Great citizens of Ambazonia, Happy Independence Day. Today na 1st October 2019. My name na Capo Daniel. This one is a special edition for my daily podcast for Ambazonia. Citizens of Ambazonia all over the world, they celebrate the Independence Day for Ambazonia. 1st of October na the day where the United Nations General Assembly be vote for grants Southern Cameroons independence effective of October 1, 1961. This one be as a result of Southern Cameroons will be separate from Nigeria after they began be together with Nigeria for over 42 years. Today also, world over, Ambazonia they mark this day as the day where Siseko Ayoktabi he be comot come talk after the Ambazonia people they began start the Ambazonian rising where they be complain about the union with La République du Cameroon. Following the rising of Ambazonian civil society and the general revolution called the Coffin Revolution, the people of Ambazonia demanded on the 22nd of September 2017 that they wanted to come out of the union with La République du Cameroon. Following that decision by the Ambazonian people, where they will come out outside, Siseko Ayoktabi, mindful of the United Nations General Assembly resolution for our independence, declared today, October 1, the Independence Day of Ambazonia and the restoration of Ambazonians' sovereignty and complete separation from La République du Cameroon. Guna here.
And we solemnly declare the restoration of the independence and the sovereign state of Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. Happy, free, and prosperous Southern Cameroons. I hereby declare open the commemoration of our independence restoration. God bless Southern Cameroons. God bless Ambazonia.
3 years since the declaration of the restoration of Ambazonia sovereignty, La République du Cameroon it done try all tactics for suppress the declaration and for undermine them and for behave like it no exist, including kidnapping Siseko Ayoktabi against international law, tie incommunicado for La République du Cameroon, their kangaroo court, and use tactics like burning down of village, killing of our people, humiliating on our people for them to give up their aspiration as declared on the restoration day, and they have failed woefully. All throughout the territory of Ambazonia, people hoisted flag to celebrate and commemorate the declaration of our independence and restoration. Even for Mancon, the Ambazonian flag was hoisted in front of Fon Anguafo the Third's palace.
This 1st October, on Tinkak, I believe when I don't know, yes, a man compiled this and a flag this would fly for air.
While for the great state of Nso, Ambazonia Defense Forces, the ADF, and the Restoration Forces loyal to Siseko Ayoktabi then joined the population for celebrate the National Independence Day of Ambazonia. The local population chants with ecstasy as the commander entered the grandstand. Images are still pouring from ground zero as La République du Cameroon then limit data transfer. A lot of people they find difficulties for download and upload the videos them from ground zero. Pictures they come with inspirational drawing of Ambazonia flag for the Ta from Kunta. We, the Ambazonian people, have demonstrated love for our country, our national symbols, its flags, and its anthem. As Ambazonia, they greet our nation with salute of patriotism, warm heart of love for our motherland, and care for our fellow Ambazonian citizens. Today, Ambazonians they remind themselves of their sacred oath. We will never give up our nationalism. We will never give up our flag. We will never give up our nation, and the name Ambazonia will never depart from our heart. Ambazonia is here to stay until independence is effectuated. Long live Ambazonia. We honor all the heroes, all the Ambazonian fighters, where they didn't pay with their blood the ultimate price for say me we live in freedom, for say me the unborn Ambazonian picking them, then give hope for live a normal life, live with freedom to talk about their history and salute their patriotism and work for their country. We pledge our allegiance to our flag and our nation to defend Ambazonia from all enemies within and without Ambazonia borders. Yesu Christo, for Bible, talks say how wonderful it is for a man for lay down his life for other people for live. We salute all the brave saints, and we take this moment to salute our brave heart General Mba Ivor, we then lead the way as a shining star for Ambazonia for follow. On another side, the interim government then get a big embarrassment as Herman Cohen he then declare say he never accept for be the spokesperson, the negotiator or a representative of the interim government for the international community, following a communique signed by Dr. Yerima, the acting interim president of Seseko Ayok Tabi. Our contact with J. Cohen in office revealed tremendous pressure from La République du Cameroon through the State Department for Herman Cohen for decline the offer from the interim government, since Herman Cohen still get security clearance for the White House. This flop then shows some shakiness for the team led by Mr. Yerima. We hope that it will be adjusted. This is unacceptable across the Mongo for La République du Cameroon, as the so-called dialogue when a monologue where Mr. Paul Biadan organized for Yaoundé, it finish La République du Cameroon they ramped up their campaign for catch in political capital from the drama of their dialogue, as Agbo Bala revealed for international media, say the Ambazonia fighters them they not get a chain of command. I quote, "You cannot really identify how they operate," says Abobala. This one, they further reveal some of the tactics and way La République du Cameroon be using for persuade the international community. They always try to demonstrate, say Ambazonia fighter them. Now any man do his own, they just chakara, no man they here for any man. They don't get any unified command center. And that is the reason why they don't always try to separate diaspora with the forces on the ground. And one of the reasons too that way, anytime where they can bring a command structure like the one for the ASC or the AMF or the contender forces, La République du Cameroon, their agents and within the revolution, they do everything for destroy and for make sure see the general on the ground, then dissociate themselves with this command structure. This further show the need for Ambazonian forces for get a unified command structure and a clear chain of command. Now a very good criteria for enable we forget the recognition we will need them to amber, high-level state-to-state diplomatic effort that they go on between the credible leadership of the Ambazonia Revolution, of the interim government and the governing council of Ambazonia to address issues regarding their complaints and demand for the HD, the institution for Europe, where it can be engaged for help for mediate between La République du Cameroon and Ambazonia. For make it easy. If you been a man where you know overgive power, you meet up another man where give power pass you. The man he want borrow your money. Before you put your money for down, nobody you go make sure say some guarantee go they say that you go fit take back that money. Either that man go give you something me go hold am, or you go find some man way shorty. Because if you give money for man way he get power pass you, tomorrow you can take a me talk say no give me money, you go do it. Now the logic that my country people behind the interim government and the governing council their demand for certain conditions for being met before the fit and take Ambazonia enter for inside any negotiation. For any negotiation where you go benefit and protect Ambazonia people them, their aspiration for a quick independence and quick protection of their aspiration them, they must make sure say then get United Nations resolution where you go back that negotiation so that La République du Cameroon they no go feel run from the consequences of a negotiation. And even if they decide to abandon the negotiation halfway, the international community go feel follow up or go get something will hold on for them. La République du Cameroon must first commit publicly or officially for any negotiated process before Ambazonia even think about them. A third party state party need to commit officially before Ambazonia fee enter for inside negotiation, because we don't already win that war. For those major group the way they fight and they don't struggle, so they win this war with La Republic du Cameroon, they no fit just take that rush for enter inside negotiation without getting something for hand. Because when you go enter inside that negotiation, you don't already give up something we get them, because that pressure for the international community for intervene if Mr. Pobia no behave, you go and take him away. So before one give away the thing will hold him now when the international community the one will calm down, we must make sure say the basic condition that be meet up by any institution or state party we want stand for be referee between the two sides. Now the more important that way, those other rook organization, then with the smaller one, the way they run go for that negotiation, the need for come out back can join the measure and credible leadership for stand for make sure say they go protect Ambazonia interest before they do one make decision for enter for inside any negotiation with La Republique du Cameroon. According to our inside sources, the HDD accused for violating simple ethics. Even John Bakuro Bidan called them out. The HDD be involved in amber to amber political campaign, making false claim about sponsorship from Canada. From our own information, we understand that the HDD received money for plenty country for plenty project as a peace negotiator. But concerning the project for Ambazonia in particular, no money need to come out from Canada into the HD for a particular reason. Say that they support now the talks between Ambazonia and La Republique du Cameroon, as stated falsely by the HD. If Seseko Ayoktabi waited for inside captivity from Kondengi, he no be in a hurry. It talks a certain condition, the way be reasonable, go must meet up before one do anything, say negotiation. What about those of us who are for our side, who need to be patient and for support these reasonable demands them? Great progress will be make concerning these demands them, but it will be undermined by those groups the way they don't rush into such negotiations. We understand, since most of those groups they don't already become irrelevant and be left behind in the quest to push for our recognition and the war on ground zero. As a matter of fact, without this negotiation, most of those groups will be just doing journalism work and activism work. Unlike the European Institute of Peace, where we first agree for support Ambazonia claim, where they give our leaders them pre-talk for prepare them for get ready. Strangely, HD way claim for being a mediator, middle person, they decide to offer those same services them for Ambazonia side. You know, if you be say you been a middleman and then yet you been a coach for the other side, it don't make sense. Intelligence sources from Yaoundé they also show say Mr. Paul Biya no also want these Switzerland talks because say some forces them for the day when they exploiter them where they be connected to France and Switzerland then be involved as well. Where Mr. Paul Biya the fear say within this last day them they feel outsmarty also kick it out for use Maurice Kamto for replace and then continue the talks for Switzerland. In more than one sense, the Switzerland talks na a bailout solution by our exploiters them, where they struggle for save La Republique du Cameroon and for save their investment and their interest for exploit our resources through La Republique du Cameroon. The Swiss talks is for decentralization and their intention never ever be hidden from us as well. The difference between the Swiss talk and the one for Yaoundé, now say one be supported by the colonizer, the big colonizer for Europe, and another one be supported by the small colonizer for Yaoundé. The two different. Now we and yes, the credible leadership of our revolution get an obligation for make sure say we no go get into any negotiation where it go be an endless cycle for talks up and down, where the enemy fit decide for withdraw itself without any consequence, as well as it could be a loss for we in terms of the momentum for the international community as well as our ground game. It is completely foolishness to get into a negotiation without any leverage. We must use due diligence for protect the integrity of the people's aspiration. Frontline leaders must not use the process of negotiation to gain political capital or to play amber politics to seek relevance through that mechanism. Once more, we call on all those rook leaders and the members of their organization to push them to come out of there to give Ambazonian the chance to get a better condition for us to be able to get into any negotiation with La République du Cameroon. As we celebrate our national day, our independent day across the globe, we remind our people to stay vigilant, to remain strong, to resist, to observe the Independent Day goes down every Monday, because that is the only way we can demonstrate to the international community the popular will of the Ambazonia people to demand independence. May we continue resistance. We resist, we fight until we effectuate our independence. May our revolution be short. May our independence, freedom, democracy in Ambazonia be forever. God bless you. Capo Daniel signing off. Not only by